Hello and welcome to the Game Collection Podcast. I'm Matt, your marketing boy. I'm joined by my social media guru, Jack. How we doing, Jack?
I'm good, man. I'm good, thank you. I've had less caffeine today. Last week there were numerous times in the pod where things got a little bit questionable. So I'm more level today. I'm more level. I'm more grounded. You know,
very bad boys too.
Sparkling. Yeah, I've got some sparkling water. Everything is good. How are you?
I'm good. I've got some sparkling woosa. So yeah. I haven't finished my caffeine yet, so I'm still going.
So there's still going to be a time in this pod where things may get a little bit questionable.
Yeah, I might just start twitching. Who knows?
At least it won't be me.
That's true, and it's going to be a lot of finding. It's going to be a lot of fun finding out exactly when that's going to be. So yeah, a couple of big things this week. We've had a couple of big games drop. We've had Obsidian. I keep doing this. We've had the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion finally release in physical. And actually, if you're listening to this, you can't see me doing inverted commas, but in physical form. So we've had that. And Pokemon will be out by the time this goes out. So yeah, happy new Pokemon game week. And in honor of this, as I often do, I've prepared a little disclaimer. But I figured that I'd sort of tie it into the releases this week. So here we go. It's quite high energy from the start because I had to bowl straight in with the chorus, because if I'd done the verse, it would have been really long.
Okay.
But yeah. Seatbelts on.
Once again, just to let everybody know listening, I have had no prior knowledge to what's about to happen.
Yeah, I never really prep Jack with any of these, so he's reacting in real time. So, bless you if you're watching this on YouTube. Those are his real facial animations. Right. TGC, talking gaming with Jack and me. Our thoughts are few. I've started this way too high. I've started it so high.
Can't believe that.
I've got to stop. I've just realised it's going to only go up to a note that I cannot hit without punching myself in the nads. So
okay, so let's go back a little bit. No, you're good. You can edit that out, right?
Oh, no, that's staying in. That's staying in.
Oh, there we go. Okay, we're wonderful.
Okay,
Take two.
This podcast is not sponsored by Take Two. Although if Take Two, if you're watching, if you're listening, and you do want to sponsor the podcast with a big game of yours around the corner next year, do get in touch and let us know.
Come on down.
They will not. Anyway,
no.
I'm going to start on a lower note. TGC, talking gaming with Jack and me. Our thoughts are fueled by caffeine. TGC, just a hang with mates, trading views and spicy takes. TGC, all opinions are just ours, pulling gaming chat from our ass. There's no better games podcast. TGC, gotta buy more games from TGC. There you go.
Fire. I'm glad you did take two and lowered the key slightly. I feel like it really caught fire there in the middle for me.
Thanks. Yeah.
Do we get the screen now at the end where we get that that kind of carousel of shadows and go, who's that Pokemon?
It's going to be one of us, and I've got a really distinctive silhouette, so I don't think it's going to be the best game.
Fair. Okay, so
we can try it. We can try it. I'll just Photoshop us into shadow form, and you can stick it up on Twitter and go, which TGC Pokemon is this? And if it looks like an explosion of pubes on top of a Wookiee, then it's me.
Sorry, guys and girls. We're sorry.
I'm gonna have to put a parental advisory notice on this on Spotify, aren't I? Oh well.
Ideally, based on the
probably should have done that
on the last 30 seconds. Yeah,
based on the last 6 episodes.
But can we just point out just one minor detail here, that Jack's setup has finally been slightly upgraded. I now have headphones. And I'm hoping that by the time this goes out, that you can hear me like I'm not in 1975.
Well, the reverb, I can already say, the reverb is is a distant thing of the past. We just need to upgrade your French broadband to join
Oui,
us
oui,
in the 2020s.
oui, oui.
Wee wee. Let's chat some games. Let's chat some games.
Okay.
Oh, like obviously we're gonna center most of this podcast around Pokemon because it's the biggest release of the week. But I do want to touch on Oblivion very very briefly because for starters, I think the Elder Scrolls. There aren't many more kind of iconic, certainly Western RPG titles. But correct me if I'm wrong, Jack. You've not played Oblivion. Have you played
Nope.
Skyrim?
Nope.
And you don't like RPGs?
They are not my favorite genre of video game, Matt. No. In fact, they're not. They're not. Yeah, no. Like I don't like RPGs. It's, and the answer to the question of why is I just find them really overwhelming. I don't want to spend like hours creating a character, designing them, and then going out into the world and having to like build relationships and for me, I think I realized that I really need a game to like just allow me to just start playing it. I need to be in it from the off and for something to kind of grab me and for it to just resonate with me and then I'm in and then it's like it doesn't take much but once that like obsessive switch flicks and it's like I'm playing nothing else until I have conquered you. I realize that I that I need that. There are, of course, like elements of RPGs that I like within video games. I mean, it's a loose one, I guess, but I know I spoke to you earlier about the likes of like Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, two of my favorite games of the last 10 years. Absolutely loved them, and I loved some of like the RPG elements in there, slightly just like editing my lightsaber, and stuff like that. But that for me is pretty much as far as I can go. I think that's also why I like survival horror so much because it's about keeping your items and trying to make them last more than it is. I think, yeah, for me, the most kind of item inventory I can manage is my briefcase in Resident Evil. There, done. Like anything outside of that, mixing herbs together, saving ammo, that's where I draw the line. That is like that's max for me.
It is. Inventory management is a ball ache, to be fair. Like it's in your beardiest, what I would call CRPGs, like high fantasy, proper. You're just spending half your time doing inventory management, and I can completely get that. Like that is some annoying busy work. Whereas in survival horror, if anything, you're trying to put off inventory management. You're trying to
Yeah,
put off using items for as long as possible because there are barely any around. So
exactly.
yeah, that
I mean, I
that
will say,
works.
I will say that Pokemon. We'll talk a lot about Pokemon, but I mean, Pokemon's an RPG. Like I
It
think as
is.
as a kid, that as a JRPG, I guess, but it never resonated with me as an RPG as a kid, or even kind of in adulthood. It was like, oh, I'm playing an RPG. No, it's Pokemon, right? Um, but I mean, so there were elements of that I loved like everybody else did. But for me, I don't really see or feel like those Pokemon games as RPGs. Like in today's modern world of gaming, it doesn't take much for me to get overwhelmed and kind of shut down and
Yeah,
look for something else.
I can completely understand that. I think like it's interesting because there is obviously a big difference between Western RPGs or CRPGs um and JRPGs, and I think like because obviously in JRPGs you don't have to really create a character more often than not. You're plunged straight into a narrative. You already have a built character. To be fair, a lot of the what I would call the beardy systems then come in with a lot of, especially in turn-based stuff or tactics-based stuff, you know, jobs and roles, and there's a lot of different sort of skill stuff flying around and complicated metas and all that sort of stuff, depending on how deep you want to go there. And yeah, it's that can quite easily get overwhelming. I always find I love big games and I love RPGs, but even I struggle sometimes with like I'm ashamed to say I've not really played. I love Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, especially. Like I have such fond memories of playing Baldur's Gate 2, and I have not really sunk much beyond an hour into Baldur's Gate 3 because I'm stuck. I'm stuck on the character creation screen because I've got like creation FOMO, and it's almost too dauntingly vast. And I know it's brilliant. Every single critic under the sun, like all of my friends and peers who play big RPGs, are like, "What are you doing? Like, get on this." But I'm like, I've got a 1-year-old, like I've got no time, and I think like you made a really good point about games grabbing you. I don't have time. I don't have much time these days to spend 10 hours playing get to know you with a game.
Hmm.
I Even if I know that once that's happened, I'm gonna have the best time. Like genuinely, I love big games. I do, and that sort of 5 to 10, like there's a sort of 5 to 6 hour mark is usually when you hit your comfort stride and you're just like, okay, yeah, yeah, I'm in and I'm immersed, and I'm now going to enjoy 70 to 100 hours of this.
Yeah.
Um, so like on balance, like they're always incredibly rewarding and enriching experiences, and they're some of my favorite games of all time. And Oblivion is up there. It's my least favorite of the three. I think the three modern Elder Scrolls games. I love Morrowind. Should have done Morrowind. This alien landscape is freaking awesome. And Skyrim is obviously goated. I bought it 5 times. Like, it's
Because
insane.
once was not enough.
Once was not enough. But yeah, I think I can completely understand it is a high barrier to entry, especially if, and we've talked about this around like most recently around Donkey Kong Bonanza. If you've got that FOMO and that anxiety of is there something I've missed?
Hmm.
Yeah. In a world that vast with that many choices and that much freedom, it can be super overwhelming, right? Like,
It makes me feel unwell. Like even just talking about it now, like it makes me feel unwell. Like the whole point of video games is escapism, right? And I can't escape that feeling of dread. Like I'm not enjoying this. And it's like there's so many games out there that people tell me I need to play that I would enjoy.
mm,
And it's quite sad because we did a post yesterday on Twitter, and it was like the 4 games 2026 that I'm going to play. Um, and I think somebody put in actually Baldur's Gate 3, and it's like again you couldn't ignore the critical acclaim that game launched to. Like I think it was that the highest rated game on Metacritic for at one point that year, and it was absolutely insane how well received it was by the gaming community. And it's like, oh, there's a shame that I'll never ever ever play that. Like, no, but it's true, you know. It's like, oh yeah, it's a shame I'll just never play it because same as Dragon's Dogma, right? Again, loads of people were saying just how great Dragon's Dogma 2 was. It was that the
that release, that was the most recent release.
yeah, and again, just like lots of people saying how great that was. It's like just never ever ever going to play it. And yeah, I suppose. Look, I'm trying to make peace with the fact that there's games in my backlog that I would love and that I would enjoy that I'll probably never play before I die.
But I mean,
Because
but we've talked about that before, right? Like, and my mixed feelings on the Souls games are well documented on this very
yeah,
podcast at this point in time, and games that you want to love. But again, I don't have the time commitment to get good enough to enjoy those games.
get good.
Um, get good. Um, and yeah, like for some, for some folks, whatever genre it might be, there's a barrier to entry, and do you know what, that's absolutely fine. But I was interested to unpack kind of your hesitance around RPGs in particular, given it's Oblivion week.
And now you know.
And now, and now we know. One other thing that I wanted to touch on with regards to Oblivion, and it's a sad thing. We're not going to dwell on it for too long. But yeah, real disappointing again, I suppose, to see a game like that. And we have precedent of this done in the right way with, I think it was the Mass Effect Legendary Collection, where you had multiple discs. But disappointing again to see a single player game that does not need a persistent internet connection. Yeah, the disc basically, as you put on Twitter, a disc basically just basically being a glorified coaster.
Hmm.
It's just
Yeah.
it is sad to see. It's sad to see.
I mean, you know, that image that we put out to the community was very much obviously tongue in cheek. We like to have fun here. I think if you follow us and you engage with us on our social channels, you know that you can't really take us too seriously, unless we're like specifically stating factual information from you on requests from publishers and so on. We want to make it a place where we have fun and you can come and engage with with tongue in cheek content. But I think that post highlighted the predicament that we have as a retailer going forwards. Or it could highlight the predicament that we are maybe going to face more frequently as a retailer going forwards. The waters are muddy,
Yeah.
and I think they don't need to be as muddy as they are. And that's the sad thing. It's some of it feels quite underhanded with the way the information is given or not given, and it's people are not stupid. Gamers are not stupid people. Like they're passionate, committed people to video games, and they're not afraid to call things out when they when they feel it's not right. And the amount of overwhelming comments we had to those posts across our channels, just showing that people were unhappy. Not with us, obviously. We all had a laugh, but just taking aim really at the publisher side of things, and how sad it is to see. Like it's not a it's physical. There it is again in inverted commas that you can't see if you're listening on Spotify. It, yeah, we are worried for what physical, what the physical future looks like as a physical retailer. But it's a tough week really, and sad to see, and as was echoed by the community across the channels.
Yeah, one thing I will say, because we've chatted about game key cards on this podcast before. One thing that I do like about it is at least I suppose Nintendo have kind of they're trying to meet it head on a little bit. And
Yeah.
every game case that is a game key card, it says game key card. There's no, there's no trying to sweep it under the rug or trying to obfuscate anything. I think, to be honest, I think anyone that has looked at any of Microsoft's practices over the last half decade would say that Microsoft aren't really trying to hide their disdain for physical at this point in time.
No.
But I think it's a question that we always field is the game fully on disc? And there are folks out there doing much more forensic stuff than we are and can do. And shout out to folks fighting the good fight.
Does it play?
There. Does it play? Absolutely one of them.
Amazing work.
But yeah, it's I will sort of doff the cap slightly to Nintendo there for trying, I guess to meet it head on. Is it, as you say, yeah, does it point to a worrying future for physical? Perhaps. It's not going to stop us banging the drum and advocating for preservation, for game preservation, for especially in games like this that don't have an online component. Don't need it.
No.
Battlefield, maybe, sure, but this, yeah, come on, man.
I think the only time that I have a little bit of a gripe with, we talk about Nintendo being forthcoming with it all, and they are absolutely. But there have been times in the past, obviously, when provisional pack shots or like non-final pack shots have come across, and they're just mock-up pack shots that somebody has made and sent over to get things listed. Again, just it's a learning curve, right? In the past, that was never an issue. It was just please list these, get them on site, and we'll give you provisional, or we'll give you PEGI rated pack shots when we have them. So of course, Little Nightmares 3, I think it was, when those assets came over, we got that listed, and the first thing I did naively on my part was throw that pack shot out onto our social channels and be like, no mention of game keycard, like fully on the cart, like fantastic. And then of course the actual information came across maybe a week or so later, maybe just under a week later, and it was game keycard. And so again, now I have to ask the question, like we did the same when James Bond came across to us. I don't believe James Bond had the game keycard information, the 007 First Light, sorry, on the pack. And then we had to ask the question and then got it confirmed it was keycard. Those are the times I think when with the way that we operate, we want to be, up, and we want to be up to date, and we want our customer base to know what's coming, when it's coming to site, what we are hearing. And so the instantaneous kind of nature of how we try to operate, that can work against us sometimes in those scenarios. But I will hold our hands up and say that we will, should we ever get anything like that wrong, there will be another post which shows that we've updated that information, and we always want to be as transparent as we can with the community. As gamers too, we know the struggle, we feel it, and we want to be kind of on that level with you guys, rather than it just be from a company to its customer base.
Yeah, 100%. I think like we're obviously trying to communicate and trying to get to the bottom of these things as best we can, right? But yeah, ultimately it's you're dealing with big companies, big corporations, publishers, distribution networks, and yeah, sometimes the information isn't actually there. I think quite often when that listing info goes out, like not everyone in that chain knows. So yeah, trying to get a solid answer and get to the bottom of that, as we have seen in the past couple of weeks, right up to a launch day, it can be really, really hard to get that concrete information until the disc or until the cartridge is in hand. And that's a challenge. That's a challenge.
Indeed.
But yeah. Oblivion, especially on Xbox, quite an expensive coaster. Albeit a cracking game. It's really annoying because you just want to sit here and talk about how good the game is, but it's like, come on, guys. Let's talk about a game that is actually entirely on cart, because Nintendo have committed to this, and Pokemon will have on Switch 2, will have both a Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 information on there, I believe, as per the box. So yeah, thank you so much to everyone that sent in questions. We've had a bunch of Pokemon related questions. So yeah, I think I'm hyped for ZA, honestly. New battle system going in there. I think it's going to be a really interesting setting, Lumio City. So yeah, I'm hyped. But let's kick it off with TS Villa's question, who asks straight up, what's your starter for ZA going to be? And I think you and I are in complete agreement about this.
Yep. Although I did respond to him and say that I'm not likely to pick up ZA. If I was, it would be Totodile for me.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because I was the Cyndaquil boy back in the day. And so I feel like, yeah, I was. My Pokemon Gold days, I was Cyndaquil. So in a while, Totodile. It's now been a while, and it's time for Totodile. But yeah, I think you were the same, no? You were going to go Totodile too.
He's a cheeky little croc. He just looks like he's having the best time. Feraligatr is awesome.
Yes.
Just what an evolution. I think, to be fair, Emboar is an amazing kind of third evolution state, but like T-Pig is just, I mean, he's quite cute. He's like a little fire pig. It's a little teacup pig. It's just he's quite cute. But I'm a water boy for the most part. I've got my, you can't see if you're listening on Spotify. I've got my vintage insert coin Kanto region Blastoise top on. It's about 10 years old. Can't believe it still fits, honestly. But yeah, like water. I frequently go water starter, unless that water starter is Mudkip. It's just absolute crap.
You're an OG Squirtle Squad boy, no?
I am. I am.
Yes, you are.
There's video evidence somewhere on one of the early podcasts of me putting on some shades and repping. So yeah, Squirtle Squad. But yeah, Totodile is the best of the three. Feraligatr is a badass.
Yes, he is.
That's kind of it, really.
It's short and sweet, but it's facts. Yeah.
Yeah, I think as well, like it's difficult to plump for a grass starter. Obviously, Bulbasaur back in the day was got you through the first two gyms, but you always run up against, like, grass Pokemon have so many weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
That yeah, and they often cross over with poison, which again just adds to the weaknesses. And yeah,
frustrating.
Yeah, just like have a cheeky croc instead.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I think maturing is realizing that Bulbasaur is boss. Like, it's, like he is, but he was. I don't know. Like, as I recall from like when I was a kid, it was like I was Charmander without any question. It was like, well, Charmander's happening. Like, and that's that. But like, yeah, I think maturing is realizing Bulbasaur had game, man. Like he
Oh
did.
yeah.
Like
I'm
yeah.
so ready. Like, so Max has started my he's not quite one yet. He's one in like 2 weeks. But he started to really, really want to stand up. And if you hold his hands, he'll take some really first like wobbly steps. And I'm like, the moment is coming. The moment is coming. We will go to the local toy store down the road and he will make the choice. He will line up the 3 OG starters in front of him. Like, no Pikachu, sorry, but no, original 3 only.
Glorified mascot.
Absolutely. And he will make the choice. And I genuinely can't wait. And there's no bad. There's no bad choice. Do I secretly hope he's part of the squad as well? Sure. But there is no bad choice.
You will accept him. You will accept him, whatever.
100%. 100%. That quite nicely leads on to a question from Dexter Schwartzler-Plum. Thank you very much, Dexter. Absolutely love hearing from you every week. Every week, I think you come in with a question, which is lovely to see. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, man.
What's your favorite gen of Pokemon, and what's your history with Pokemon? Because I think we've both talked about our origins on a previous podcast with Pokemon. But yeah, what's your favorite gen of Pokemon?
I mean, it's tough because I mean it's between Gen 1 and Gen 2, as cliche as it is, and maybe as obvious as it is. It's between Gen 1 and Gen 2. I mean, Pokemon Red is where it all started for me, and it blew my tiny mind. But it was when Pokemon Gold came out. That's when it really got influential to me. Like it just took over. You know, it really did. So I'm probably gonna say, it's between the head and the heart, isn't it? Gen 1 is my favorite. Like it is, but Gen 2, I have this memory. I'm not sure if I've said this on the podcast before, but I remember being in my rugby presentation when I was like 10 or 11, and obviously it was when Pokemon Gold and Silver was rife, and there was like 10 of us kids outside the presentation, like all on Game Boys, like just around the corner, and parents were like coming out and being like Jack, or like Daniel, get in here, or it was like, and we were all just there like huddled around like playing game. But where are you? What have you got? Yeah. And it was just Pokemon fever, and I distinctly remember that. Like there was a disco inside, and it was just empty. We were all outside on Game Boys. So yeah, I mean, Gen 1 is where I think most of my picks in the following questions are linked with Gen 1, because it really was just, it was mind blowing to me as a child. But in terms of gaming, Pokemon Gold for me is my favorite Pokemon game. So yeah, that's me. It's a fence sitting answer somewhere between Gen 1 and Gen 2, but that's who I am. What about you?
I think that's fair. I mean, I'm Gen 1 through and through. I think Pokemon for many, and like listeners, like please let us know if you agree with this. I think your favorite Pokemon game is probably likely to be your first Pokemon game. So yeah, for me it was Blue. Again, Team Blastoise represent. Squirtle Squad. As we've talked about on a previous podcast, it was a cultural moment, right? Like,
yeah,
and
for sure.
You forget how long freaking trades via the link cable took, man. Like trying to trade Pokemon in 1998, it's an absolute mission. It was horrific. We're so spoiled now, man. What I will say is I loved the Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee remake they did of Gen 1. Because I just thought it brought in a couple of really nice quality of life things that I massively appreciated, being significantly older and having far less time. So XP share, wonderful. Like, I love that pretty much most new Pokemon releases all have a version of XP share, because back in the day, having to just the grinding, man, having to rotate all of your Pokemon out just to try and get them to level up and try and unlock all 151, and it was just it's like people don't appreciate how much you had to grind in like older games, man. Like, and if you're a lover of JRPGs in particular, grinding, yeah, man, like grinding taught you patience. Like, people say games can't teach you anything. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. Like,
Education.
I am going to walk back and forth through this long grass for as long as it takes to get that 3% drop of a Pikachu in Pokemon Red in Viridian Forest. Like, there's like a 3% chance that Pikachu will appear like that early in the game. It will get you through Misty. And yeah, that was me. Just endless. And I had the Prima strategy guide as well. And I loved it. I just leafing through it, full color, amazing bios of all of the different Pokemon and like the details and when all their skills unlocked. Just, oh, take me back.
I had
Take me back.
there was a Pokemon handbook, and it was a red cover. I think it had Pikachu on the front, and it had all 150 Pokemon in it. And I carried that thing around like a Bible. I know I've said it before about my Super Metroid guide. That kind of replaced my Super Metroid guide. Like that thing fell apart, and my Pokemon handbook was like just like water damaged from like being in my bag going to school and like being in the playground. It was
Amazing.
just it was just falling apart. But it was, we used to go to on a Saturday afternoon, my mum would take me to Swansea with my auntie and my grandmother, and I would have my grandmother test me by naming the 150 Pokemon. And I remember it. You know, it was yeah, like you say, it was a cultural moment. So yeah, the that and I also had. Do you remember the Pokédex?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely loved my Pokédex. Like just being able to physically, yeah, open it up, and it made the
Just wonderful.
like a Pokemon across the screen.
Yep.
Yeah, take
Magic.
me back.
Magic. I remember as well. I think so you mentioned Gen 2 obviously there. When they re-released, because it was sort of like it was Heart Gold and Soul Silver when
Yep.
they sort of redid them, and it came with the Poke Walker, the little Pokeball shaped. It's just a pedometer, but you could use the Poke Walker to add X. You could put a Pokemon in the Poke Walker, do a bunch of steps, and it would add a bunch of XP to your Pokemon. So I remember I think I got Soul Silver at uni. What was it? Heart Gold. I can't remember which one I had. And it was amazing because like I'd load on a Pokemon, I'd just bowl out to classes, or let's face it, the pub, get a bunch of steps in, and come back, and oh yeah, my Dratini has gone up like 5 levels, which is insane because those things took forever to level up. But like, yeah, I really liked the Pokewalker. It was really good.
Amazing concept.
Amazing concept. Nintendo, man, they're good with weird, cool, innovative nonsense tech. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah. I tell you what, you've just brought back some like bad memories when you mentioned Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. I remember like, God, this was years ago now when that came out, wasn't it? We were a different company then. But there being like, even with all of the packing team, like all hands on deck, there still just wasn't enough of us to get everything packed and out. And then it was myself and Nathan from the IT team downstairs, like after hours, just still trying to pack everything, just so yeah, there were numerous orders that were delayed, and it wasn't a good time because I was working on CS at the time, and I remember that anxiety in the packing room of trying to get everything, like chipping in and trying to get all these bits done, knowing that these people were not getting their pre-order the next day when it launched. And it was just like why? why must this hurt? Why?
We've come a long way though. TGC's come a long way.
We have. But yeah, just know, guys, that like in the past, on rare occasions when like pre-orders haven't arrived, sometimes even with literally all hands on deck from different departments, sometimes just time beats you, logistics beat you. We have learned, of course, a lot of lessons from those scenarios to improve those processes. But sometimes, like life Life
It's why
life finds a way to do you over. Never mind finds a way. Like life just finds a way. Yeah.
to just stick the knife in a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think publishers have learned as well, right? Like it's why it's always nice to get deliveries into the warehouse like a few days before release, because it means you
Mhm.
can do that prep work. And
Yeah.
we stuck a bunch of pictures and a few vids up of the Battlefield 6 stock coming in, and a bunch of folks were like, "How have you got an entire box early?" It's like, we're a shop. I think I
Educational
definitely
purposes.
think there are people on TikTok that still think that I am the game collection. I'm like, no, no, no. There's a big logistics machine.
Yeah, and this is it, isn't it? You know, again, the education piece around it all,
Yeah.
around who we are, what we are, how long as a business the game collection has been a thing.
20
Um,
years.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've been here for 11. Is it 11 or is it 12 now? Either way, like over a decade of my life at the game collection. And the way it's changed and evolved is crazy. Evolved, get it? Because it's Pokemon based. Um, I'll see myself out. But no, seriously, how this business has changed and evolved and become what it is today, even from where it was 5 or 6 years ago, is insane.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
We've obviously spoken quite a lot about our love for the OG gen there, and we're not alone. Um, I haven't actually written down who asked this question. Oh, this is bad. My apologies. I have not prepared sufficiently. But we got we got a question through that said, out of the OG gen Pokemon games, which Pokemon did you see for the first time and you were like, I need that in my roster?
I was like just a typical boy, and it was like Scyther, man. Like Scyther just
Oh,
looked
that's such a
absolutely,
great shout. That's
just looked
such a great
solid.
shout.
I was like, I want Scyther in my roster. But Ninetales weirdly came to mind as well. Like Ninetales
Oh,
was
okay.
boss. I've no idea why. Like
Very
Ninetales came
elegant.
to mind when, yeah, elegant, yeah, yeah. But like on the flip side, I show my two sides. Look, like the nice, thoughtful and elegant side, and then the Scyther side. Like, I will cut you up side. It's like, okay. Um, so yeah, Scyther.
Oh,
I'd go Scyther purely because, you know, like I was a kid and I was like, yeah, I need that Pokemon in my roster. How about you?
nice. So obviously going blue, the whole point was is that, like, yeah, obviously some Pokemon were locked to red, some were locked to blue. So I couldn't get Magmar without trading. And I'm like, first of all, Magmar, what a name.
Yeah.
And I just loved its design. It just looked really cool. It was just like on fire, and I couldn't get it. And that sort of you literally can't find this in your game. I was like, oh, what? So when my sister ended up getting red down the line, and then when I finally traded, I can't remember what I traded for. Um, but when I finally got Magmar across, I was just like, this is boss. This is awesome. And like, because Charizard's moveset was kind of rubbish, actually, in the grand scheme of things. Magmar's was awesome. Just fire punch, flamethrower. He had all of the stuff that hit reliably and was also quite powerful,
Okay.
which I really, really, really liked. So yeah, Magmar, man. Because like the legendary birds also, like their move sets weren't great. Like Moltres, you've got Fire Spin, which was kind of crap. Yeah. So like I didn't, because I'd started Squirtle, I obviously didn't have Charizard. I needed some good firepower. See what I did there? Some good firepower,
Understandable.
some good firepower in my squad. So yeah, when I finally got Magmar, I was just like, this isn't even supposed to be in my game. This is awesome. Plus, yeah,
You've just
his design was literally fire. It's awesome.
yeah. I enough said.
See,
Like,
also actually Electabuzz, but Electabuzz's design wasn't quite as.
you remind me of Electabuzz. I look at you and I think Electabuzz.
Thanks,
That's
man.
yeah. It's a compliment though. Like, you know, it's not a bad thing. Electabuzz. You just reminded me though. I'm convinced I've probably said this on the podcast before, but like I think everyone remembers if you've seen it, like when you were a kid and you were watching Pokemon on TV, and obviously Charizard just never ever listened to Ash, and then he finally listened, and he took Blastoise and did seismic toss and took him like, and the way that the cartoon played it was like Charizard taking him like round the world, just absolutely battering Blastoise with seismic toss, and he was just like this in your living room, like ah.
I was very conflicted, obviously.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's on your chest, man. I get it. You know, yeah. But I mean, like this guy was losing his mind. It's like,
oh,
it was
Saturday
untold.
mornings, Pokemon and like X-Men was the best. Absolute
What
best.
a time! What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. What's your favorite Pokemon, Jack? Because like we did, I'm really surprised we never got this question, like through from the community. But yeah, favorite Pokemon in general.
Sorry, that was like my Psyduck tick there. Just like as soon as you asked that, anyone asked me who's your favorite Pokemon, I'm just like Psyduck. Because he's amazing, because he's a meme, because he's like, anytime Team Rocket tried to be serious and then out comes Psyduck, it's just like just an absolute legend.
What a
like
ledge.
I got such a soft spot for Psyduck, man. Like, and even now at 35 years of age, as soon as somebody says favorite Pokemon, Psyduck, hands down. It's not even close. It's not even close. How about you?
Absolute legend. I think, I'm going to be boring here, but it's the reason I joined the squad in the first place. You literally said it. I got him on my chest. It's Blastoise. He's a turtle with cannons. He's got cannons coming out of his shell. I think as an 11-year-old boy, actually, wow, I would have been. Yeah, I would have been around 10, 11. Like, that was just the coolest thing. It was just, he's a freaking turtle with cannons coming out of his shell. That's amazing. I mean, yeah, sure, you've got like a dragon, and you've got like a dinosaur with like a flower on its back that can absorb the power of the sun and then fire it at people. But it's a turtle with cannons. Just the best. Plus, when Megas came in and you got Mega Blastoise, I realized it basically combines two of my favorite things, because Blastoise essentially becomes Megatron. Like, because he gets cannons on his arms, paws, flipper. I don't even know. He gets cannons on his arms, and he just gets that one massive cannon out of the back of his shell, and he's basically just Megatron at that point in time. So it's just like Blastoise Transformers. It's just the best.
It's just game over for everybody else at that point, isn't it?
It's sublime. So like Charizard, okay, he's already a massive dragon, and he turns dark. Like, fine. Cool. Megatron Blastoise. It's just the best.
Pints of water for everyone.
Just inject it into my veins. Fantastic. Right. Vinla's come in with, I love this. I really, really enjoyed this question. If you were a Pokemon, which one would you be?
Metapod. No.
Just hardening the whole time. Jack used harden. Parental advisory on.
Yeah, your enemy's defenses fell because they were laughing at you. No, definitely not Metapod. I actually went Alakazam for this one, purely because he was my first Pokemon shiny. My auntie bought me my first pack of Pokemon cards, with the blue colored pack, and opened it, and I had Alakazam in my very first pack, and I think it was card number 1 in that deck. It was so for me, it just holds like a special place, because that was where my first experience of seeing a shiny Pokemon card that was mine was Alakazam, and I became a man that day.
I suppose as well, if you were indeed Alakazam, some great perks. You're sort of like Uri Geller with facial hair, but you can also teleport, and that would save so much time.
There's some like underrated stuff linked to Alakazam for sure. I would like to give a quick mention though, and you say like, if you were a Pokemon, who would you be? I want to shout out to Venonat and Venomoth, because nobody else is picking them ever. So I want them to know that I hear them, I see them, I respect them, because nobody else is picking Venonat or Venomoth. So yeah, This one's for them.
That's always supporting an underdog.
You
Or
get,
an
you know,
undernat. An undernat.
it's not the most glorified Pokemon. Never has been, never will be. But I want them to know I see them and I respect them.
I do appreciate how, you can one thing I will say about the design of Pokemon is that, like, you can take some of the most horrific things from the real world and somehow make them cuddly. Like Venonat, a Venonat plushie would probably just be the most adorable thing. It's so
Yeah.
round. It's really cute.
And purple
Yeah.
and just friendly looking. Like,
Just,
yeah. Like
a lovely
I don't want to
lilac.
squash that. I don't
No.
want to squash that at all. I want to squish it. There's a difference. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you say, yeah. I don't want to kill it. I want to hug it.
It's worth a shout just for that reason. Just hats off Pokemon designers.
Venonat plushies. Who says no?
Exactly. I thought about this for a long time. Whenever people have asked me in the past, I would have said Snorlax. Snorlax is kind of my spirit animal. I do love a rest.
I do.
Let's be
Oh,
honest.
that might be my favorite line from Matt Gardner in the entirety of these podcasts.
I love a rest.
I do love a rest.
Especially now, like 38 and a half years old. I really do enjoy a rest.
Yeah.
But I'm also trying to lose some weight. I'm trying to slim down. So, like, I don't think I can pick Snorlax, to be honest, even if absolute goated legend. And I've always wanted, those since Temu became a thing. And like, what was the thing before Temu? Wish. And like, well, Alibaba before it. I've become increasingly aware that you can import enormous Snorlax cushions that are basically like human sized to just live in your living room and be an enormous cushion bed animal shaped couch thing. And I don't have room for it. But I want it. I want.
You should be making room for that. I'm afraid. I think I was like today years old when I heard about those. So yeah.
I don't know. I honestly actually don't know how I get through the front door, to be fair.
Problematic. It's like a new sofa, isn't it?
Definitely.
Only it's this giant Snorlax.
It's a giant Snorlax.
Can't really go and ask the neighbour, can you? Or can you do this? Can you just come and give us a hand to get this giant Snorlax through the window?
well, the advantage of having a baby is I could just pin it on Max and be like, oh yeah, it's for the baby, the 6'3" baby.
Yeah, the baby who's not even one yet, can't walk, but apparently has asked for a giant Snorlax. Yeah,
It's for the 38-year-old incredibly hairy baby.
I see how that would pass without any question.
But yes, I think instead of Snorlax, I think I'm gonna go Dragonite. I'm gonna go Dragonite because since joining TGC, I've been told by no fewer than 5 people that I have a very chill and calming presence. And this is despite being quite tall and imposing. If you don't know me, I'm 6'3". I've got a mane. But like Dragonite, I've got a little bit of a belly. And I now work for a company that delivers things, and Dragonite delivers things. He's very, very friendly. He's very inclusive. He's just a lovely, chill, awesome vibe, and I aspire to that. Like, you take a dragon, and on the one end of the spectrum, you've got Charizard. That's everything like a dragon should, like platonic form of dragon, like I'm a fire breathing badass. And the other end of the spectrum, you just got the chillest, happiest mailman living his best life. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to step to people. I just want to be like, I just want to flap around and hand some folks some games.
I will say as well that the glow up from like Dragonair to Dragonite is substantial. It's like you've paid your dues. You started as Dratini, and you have become Dragonite.
And it's a grind. It is a grind to get to Dragonite as well. To be fair, I could have answered one of the previous question around which Pokemon did you look at for the first one and go, I want that in my squad. But it took so long to get Dragonite. And funnily enough, similar to you, Dragonite was one of the first shiny cards I got when I started collecting Pokemon cards way back in the day when it was still a racket in a school playground. Um, so yeah, Dragonite, man. That's that's who I aspire to be. As chill and
It's
awesome as Dragonite.
See, it's there is again your actual choice is linked with your one of your first shiny Pokemon cards. Like it's a real thing. It was the same for me. It was like as soon as I saw Alakazam, that was the first Pokemon that came to mind when that question was asked. I don't know why, but it's a cultural moment, as you say.
They were our avatars. Just
Yeah,
yeah, wonderful.
they were.
I really I really like this question as well from Endless Odyssey, which takes us in a slightly different way, which is like if you had to pick a Pokemon to be your new parent, which one would you pick?
This was conflicting for me, I'll be honest. I mean, I answered this question, or I was thinking of this question like as an 11-year-old kid.
Mm.
So rather than being like 35, it was like, I don't want advice. Like I want to be sneaky, or I want to stay up late. I want to do all of these things. So there were numerous options. I mean, first of all, I started with Snorlax because I was like, sleepovers would be great. Like you never wake your parents up. It would just be like you can make as much racket as you want. Like dad sleeping in, man, you're good.
Also, the best
Then there was
hugs,
Cat
or best hugs if you were ever down. Like,
when you need it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure. I thought about Caterpie because I was like, it's not going to tell me off for answering back, and if it is, I'm not going to listen because it's Caterpie. But I actually made my choice at the end with Pidgeot purely because there's no way I could be denied a lift anywhere ever. Like, oh, mom, can you take me on the football
literally,
field? Like,
that's
yeah, like,
genius.
just use fly, innit? Do you know what I mean? Just use fly. Like sound. You haven't got to think about it or nothing. Just use fly. So yeah, Pidgeot purely for logistical purposes is where my choice kind of became reality.
I love that because I think Pidgeot's it's powerful enough that it'll be able to do a bit of disciplining, but it's got a chill side. It's got a chill side, so it would be understanding. I'm assuming some emotional intelligence. That I think you'd be a good parent.
I did say though, again, if I answer back, it might peck my eyes out or something. Do you know what I mean? It's like you don't, you never really know, do you? Do you know what I mean? But on the plus side, if things kick off and you can just chuck some crumbs down and everything will calm down. It's like yeah, eat. It's fine.
Yeah, birds make good parents as well. Like you
Yeah,
always see them. They're
eat,
yeah,
eat, chill, dad.
that's
Everything's
right.
fine.
He'd always have your back when it comes to food. But yeah, I don't think the legendary birds would be very good. Like Zapdos is too spiky. Articuno would just give you the cold shoulder, and Moltres.
Yeah.
I overheat a lot, so like having a firebird in the house wouldn't be great. Handy in winter though, with gas prices continuously going up.
This is true. You have to
But
think about these things. You see, this
yeah,
is it. I mean, but are you answering that as an 11-year-old kid, or are you answering that as today's Matt? This is the thing.
that's
It's like
very true. That's very true. I could have said Dragonite again here because I think Dragonite would be a real chill dad. I can just be really
take you
chill.
places
Like
wherever you want
I
to
don't,
go.
you just be. I think with Dragonite as like your mum and dad, you'd be the house that everyone just wants to go to. And just be like, your parents are the best. It's like, of course they are. They're Dragonite. So that would be good. I did think, obviously, Kangaskhan's entire identity or like entire design is built around it being a mother because it's basically a
Yeah.
cross between like a massive dinosaur and a kangaroo. But Kangaskhan takes her kid into battle, which I don't think is great parenting. Although it would
Mm.
teach the child resilience. But I don't know. I don't know that that's great parenting. And
It's
also,
also
sorry,
sorry. No, I was going to say it's also exposing the child to violence that it just shouldn't be
very
around.
much
You know what I
so.
mean?
Very
Like
much so. Yeah. I was thinking as
problematic.
well, like if as a Pokemon, your entire identity is bound to being a parent. Um, I don't know that that's particularly healthy. Also, you blatantly know that doing that, the Kangaskhan probably has like a live, laugh, love wall hanging somewhere in its abode, and I don't think I could abide that.
I thought maybe that would be more chancy. Live,
Well,
laugh, love.
this is the thing. So I actually think Chansey's a good pick. Now, listeners who heard our previous podcast where Jack, you talked about Jigglypuff being creepier than Mr. Mime,
Psychopath.
a psychopath. I don't think so. Chansey shares many qualities with Jigglypuff. I don't think Chansey's a psychopath. Chansey's work in the poker centers. They work as nurses. Nurses are incredible. So Chansey's can be caring. Also, in a pinch, you've got that egg that can just, want a little snack? Here's a little fried egg sandwich. That'd be wonderful.
It's an excellent point.
It's an excellent point.
I hadn't even made that connection. Well done.
I'm hoping it's not the Chansey's egg, because I'd basically be eating my sibling. So it's a bit weird.
See, there's a dark side to Pokemon. Do you know what I mean? It's like Pokemon's like, oh yeah, have a battle, and it's like they're literally scrapping. Your pets are scrapping. You're chucking them in, and they're literally fighting each other until one of them knocks the other one out. Like it's a kid's game.
Yeah.
Like wow.
That's very, very true. I think, and I'm actually going to go with. So yeah, I had a long, hard think about this. I did think, Eevee, because with Eevee as your mum, she'd basically just tell you be whoever you want to be. That's the message of the Eevee. Some ones that we instantly discounted was like Marowak is a strong mother, but I do not want to end up like Cubone. That just sounds
disciplinary issues. Like yeah.
I don't want to be orphaned and mooching around like a lighthouse going mad. That sounds horrific. So yeah, not that. Genuinely, I want to go with a shout that you made earlier. I'm gonna go with Ninetales. I think, just imagine like Ninetales as your mum, strong, elegant, female role model. Also, to make it really cozy in winter with like the Ninetales and everything. And I like being cozy. Also, yeah, I've seen the way wolves look after their young. I think she'd be absolutely awesome.
Elegance Pokonified. There it is.
So yeah, I think Ninetales. Yeah, that'd be good.
I can get behind that. It's a strong choice.
It's a strong choice.
Mum would be proud.
We also had so yeah, that's our Pokemon segment done, because we also had a few other questions come in. But if you do pick up Pokemon ZA, and especially if you pick it up from us here at the Game Collection, where you get free delivery and reward points in every single order, let us know what you make of it. Let us know what your starter would be. Let us know what your favorite Pokemon are. Hit us up in the comments, whether that's on Spotify, whether that's on YouTube. Just ping Jack on Twitter or drop me a message on TikTok. Yeah, let us know where you're at Pokemon wise.
Please
we
do.
we did have a few other questions, a few more general questions that I did want to get into very, very quickly. And Death Metal Dave came in with a cracker, which was, if you could bring back one piece of tech from the past in gaming, what would it be? As we have had such amazing developments, it could be given a new lease of life, such as the Game Gear TV tuner and Nintendo Power Glove, for example. So yeah, thanks Death Metal Dave. I do think with VR and especially with AR increasingly now as well, we're sort of getting to the point where actually you don't even need a Power Glove, because your hands are going to be things that can interact with like virtual stuff. So you might not even necessarily need a modern day Power Glove. Yeah, Jack, gaming tech that you'd resurrect.
That my choice, the first thing that came to mind, and it's purely because I never had one and I really, really wanted one, was the Nokia N-Gage. I really wanted a Nokia N-Gage. Look, I can't imagine how that would be like. Probably like it would be truly horrific today. But you know what? Like back then, all I wanted was a Nokia N-Gage. Like I remember you could play Tomb Raider on the Nokia N-Gage. I remember playing it in my local game station. Like just yeah. That's all I have to say. I'm under no illusion that it would likely be crap today, but at the time, it was all I wanted.
That's fair, and I think it's worth mentioning. You can play Tomb Raider now on your smartphone, but it's not the same, because like being a Nokia from that era, you could set fire to the N-Gage and it would still play. Like you could You could crush it under rocks and it would still play. You could kick it off a cliff or drown it in the ocean. I wouldn't advise trying any of these things, but that was the whole point of Nokia back in like the 90s and the early noughties, was just like, do your worst. That should have been their tagline, man. Should work in marketing.
Do you?
But like, it was an absolute unit. It was awesome. It's really awesome.
Yeah, it was one of those things that yeah, just I you look back with rose tinted specs, right? And I'd imagine if I was playing Tomb Raider on a Nokia N-Gage now, I would be like, this hurts me. But at the time, this kid that I was just like, all I want's an N-Gage. Like, and I, when you're that age and you're like, that will complete my life. Like, there's nothing else in this world that I could possibly want that would fill this void better than an N-Gage. I never had one, and I'm fine. Look at me. So, it's yeah, I look back and think of that. But it was a tough question for me. I struggled a little bit, and I was like, hang on a second, you blocked that out because you never had one. But N-Gage, top of the list.
I think one of the nice things about getting to like your 30s and just deciding I'm allowed nice things now, is that you can go back and, in some cases, acquire the things that you never had. So yeah, like there are a couple of games.
Are you about to reveal something on this podcast?
No, or reacquire the things that you once had and then sold, and then because obviously you sell things to pay for the next game console, then you sell that game console to pay for the next game console, but then you lament the fact that you sold those when you reach your 20s, and then by the time you're in your 30s, then you might have some disposable income, so you're then allowed nice things again. Anyway, no, I'm not. I'm gonna mention something. So there are two things that this question made me think of. One we've already mentioned, which is the Poker Walker. And I was thinking about this. I'm like, because I've got a Fitbit, it tracks my steps. It does nothing to enrich my life in any other way. Like, unlike the Poker Walker, which tracked my steps and also gave my Pokemon XP. So I'd love to see more. I'm not, obviously Pokemon Go exists, but like it's not the same. I'd like a bit of tech that kind of, I can almost just like leave to do it, or this integrates into my life, my day-to-day working life, and then enriches a game somehow. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but some sort of evolution of what the Poker Walker represented, I suppose, is what I'm looking for there. That'd be lovely. But my other shout for this is kind of, I guess, a bit similar to your N-Gage one from a tech standpoint. Just bring back the Nintendo DS/3DS, please, Nintendo. I've lamented this on a past podcast. It saddens me to a certain extent that Nintendo have merged their home consoles and their handhelds into the Switch. And I desperately hope that, I love the Switch. It's a fantastic, innovative console. It's wonderful. But I miss two screens, actually, for starters, because as we've talked about before, like RPGs, I get annoyed by inventory management in RPGs, but with a stylus and a second screen, it's amazing. Or you could just have the map there, or you could have whatever you wanted. Like it was wonderful, man. Like, and the possibilities were endless. Like the game library on DS and 3DS is frankly unparalleled, I think. Whatever you wanted, whatever you were looking for, you could find it. And that's a testament to the console's success, obviously. But I just think, I think some of Nintendo's best work have been done on their handhelds, and it sort of saddens me that we've lost that with the synthesis now between the two in the Switch and the Switch 2. So yeah, give me dual screens again in a small form factor, because that's the other thing. Handhelds now, you could kill a man with them. The Steam Deck is ridiculous. It's so aggressive. It's just a massive brick, and you can just wallop someone with it, and the battery's rubbish. And it's the same with like,
stop hitting people with your Steam Deck, man. Like that's like stop, down with this sort of thing. Behave yourself. Just because it's a heavy-duty bit of kit does not mean that it warrants striking somebody with it.
I've noticed that is my barometer. I've done it a couple of times on the podcast over the last few episodes. It's just like, this thing's a weapon. But it's the same. It's the same with the ROG Ally. Like, it's too big. Just give me. Like, there's a place for small, awesome, innovative handhelds. Like, something that won't like stave my face in if I accidentally drop it on myself when I'm in bed. Whereas, I'd need plastic surgery if I dropped. I mean, I probably need it already, but like, I need plastic surgery if I drop a Steam Deck from any height onto my face in the middle of the night while I'm like trying to sneak in an extra half hour of gaming.
That's it, isn't it?
But like,
shout out to bits of tech as well, like the light you could plug into the side of your Game Boy. Remember the little like twizzly ones you could put to light up your screen? Or then you had the magnifying glass with the light inside as well.
I had that.
Yeah, I had both of those. And at the time, as a kid, trying to steal an extra half hour or an hour in bed after lights out, was untold. It was like the pet and the best thing about it, like your parents bought you those things. Oh, can I have one? Yeah, of course, no problem.
Love it.
Unlucky.
I'd also quite like. I know we sell the PDP Riffmaster on the website.
Yes,
but I'd quite like to just see Guitar Hero come back. Maybe it's just me, but I was right in the middle of that plastic peripherals storm. Like, Guitar Hero was awesome. Guitar Hero 3 in particular, when we battle the devil at the end, brilliant. It's awesome. Wow. Like, you just having a riff off to like Devil Went Down to Georgia with the actual devil, having already taken down Tom Morello and Slash. It's so awesome.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I was never a Guitar Hero player. Like, the times I played it at friends' houses, I sucked so bad, and I just like it just, much like like other games, certain things, I'm like, okay, I can't. There's not enough hours in the day for me to get good at this. Like, no, I have no compulsion to want to play this like, at all. But I will say that getting to a point where you shred off against the devil intrigues me.
Oh, it's very, very good. One thing I would like to say is just like, because we got into DJ Hero as well, and the mashups in those games are brilliant. Like, release them properly, Activision, I suppose. The license is probably expired, but like,
that's it, isn't it?
There's a mashup of Superstition and War that is genuinely, it tingles. It's awesome. Like, put it on a vinyl so I can have it in physical form, so you can never take it away from me, please. Like, that would be amazing.
That's actually a nice lead into the next question.
Oh, yes, it is. Because Shahan Mir asked, will the podcasts ever be released on CD or cassette, physical media forever?
But probably not.
Probably not. That would. I think they'd have to get a lot more popular than they currently are to warrant investigation of that for our FD to sign off on that. So unfortunately, I can't see that happening. I would. The only way I think we could get it on, the only way I think we could do that is if literally me and Jack were in the same place and we got one of those like 80s 90s tape decks and we record it onto cassette the old-fashioned way.
So basically, what
just literally do it.
What you're saying is that we will actually make one of these.
We might make one
just for him.
Maybe if enough people listen to the Game Collection Christmas EP that I have planned, and we'll do a limited run of that.
That is a real thing, by the way. I was told this today. I always thought Matt was joking about that, but he has in fact informed me today that the first track is already written. I'm like, of course it is.
It hasn't been recorded yet, but
why should I
it
ever
is
doubt
written.
Anything you say? Like,
so yes, I don't think the podcasts will ever be released on CD or cassette, unfortunately. But if enough people want a TGC Christmas EP, who knows? Who knows? I love left field questions. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
so
just
much.
out of nowhere. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's going in.
I think we'll end on this one from D Rush. Thank you, David, for coming in with another great question, which is, what is the ultimate gaming crossover that you would like to see? Think genre, protagonist, antagonist, platform. Just what would be your ultimate gaming mashup? And I said to Jack before we rolled on this that the ultimate gaming mashup kind of already exists, and it's called Super Smash Brothers. But we're gonna have a crack at it. We're gonna have a crack at it.
Okay. Now, I didn't think long and hard about this. It was, in fact, the first thing that came to mind, but I'm going with it.
Love
Okay.
it.
So,
Go with your gut.
Stray and Hitman. Stragent 47.
Stragent
Cat.
47.
Wait. Stragent 47. Bald cat, whiskered assassin. In a dog-eat-dog world, be a feline for hire.
I love
There
it.
it is. There it is.
Oh my days. That is fantastic.
Yeah. Just Stray, but he's a bald cat with a barcode on his back. Two pistols.
Bald naked
With a list.
cat.
With a list of names, man. With a list of names.
I find hairless cats very sinister.
They are, like, yeah, I've seen, like, again, I've yeah, there's something about them which says they will take you in your
And
sleep.
so I don't know that would work. I think the care would have to be the care. I think that I've combined cat and hair there. I think the cat would have to be a hairy cat, because otherwise people it's gonna arouse suspicion. If you see a hairless cat just wandering around, it's going to attract suspicion.
I'll counter that argument and say, if you see a cat with hair or without hair with two pistols, it's a problem. Right? It's like, oh no, it's fine. It's got hair. It's clearly of no threat to us whatsoever. What about those guns? Oh, look at him. He's so cute. It's fine.
See, I was thinking, if you mash it up, I mean, a cat can't operate silver ballers. That's not going to work. But
my cat can. Stragent 47. This question wasn't fielded in terms of, like, how realistic can it be? It's like, no, forget all of that.
But I genuinely think it could work. All you'd have to do, you'd abandon the guns, but all of the other stuff, like putting in like fatal poison into a cup of tea to disguise to make it look like an accident. A cat could absolutely do that. You could do that with the Stray controls as well. I think that would absolutely work. So if the goal is for Stragent 47 to just make all of these assassinations, I almost went Sean Connery again there. Assassinations, British Money Penny. If the goal is for Stragent 47 to make all of these killings look like accidents, that could absolutely be a game. Please, someone make Stragent for IO. IO's not listening to this podcast, but IO,
no.
If you ever do, make Stragent 40. Team up with Annapurna and make Stragent 47 a thing, because we need it.
Now we need it. I actually thought this was never going to get past anything.
I love it.
More than that's good, but no, it seems it's got legs. Hey, so
it's got 4.
There it is. Put me in the game, coach. Put me in the game.
Oh, I love it. Stragent 47.
What about you?
I don't think that can be topped. I genuinely
don't think.
I don't even want to, really.
Just gonna leave that out there.
I think that might be my new favorite thing, that I will not sleep now until this becomes a reality. I've got nothing in the wake of that.
Stragent 47.
Stragent 47. I don't know. We should end on that. That's perfect. That's perfection.
That is a rare win for Jack. I'll take it, man. Because to tell you what, there aren't many of them. I will take that win gladly.
Stragent 47.
And yes,
genius, absolute genius.
Thank you.
So yeah, that's been the Game Collection podcast. Thank you so much if you've made it this far. As always, thank you so much for listening. Do drop us a comment wherever you're listening to this. Do leave us a review on Spotify, please do. They are slowly ticking up, so we love to see it. And yeah, if you've got feedback, if you've got comments, if you've got questions, if there are things that you'd like to see, do get in touch. Let us know. And yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back next week, next Friday, with another installment of some gaming nonsense for you guys.
It is that.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much
It
for
is
everyone that
that.
sent questions in. We really appreciate you. And yeah, have a great weekend, folks.
Say the line. Say the line.
And for all of your physical gaming needs, check out the game collection.
My man. Thanks for listening, guys.
Cheers, folks.